Now, we can recall from a previous video that this is the equation that we obtained, that we modeled using linear regression. S stands for score. You can actually write the word, you don't have to use S, you can actually write the entire word, or you can translate it to a letter called S, words to symbols. You can use the word itself, it doesn't matter. Score is equal to 0.92 times hours. So to calculate score, to predict score, to forecast score, you can use hours, score in terms of hours. So what if you study for 17 hours? What if your hours is equal to 17? What would your score most likely be? So all you can do is simply substitute 17 in the place of hours and forecast, predict, get a sneak peek into the future of what your score might be. They call that forecasting. So using a linear model to forecast. Please, folks, appreciate what was done. You actually collected some data. You interviewed 7 students. You asked them, each one, how long you studied, what was your score? How long you studied for, what was your score? And then you actually use that data to model an equation, to create an equation, and you can use that equation now to forecast. Having an objective way of forecasting, a measurable way. So all we're going to do is to substitute 17 in the place of hours and predict what score. Could be obtained approximately if 17 hours of study was done. So therefore, we got 62.95%. So it appears that according to this model, according to this data, if you study for 17 hours, there is a likelihood that you will get 62 or 63% more or less, okay? Somewhere along that line, if you study for 17 hours. Right, for G now, it says, use the equation to estimate the hours if you have a score of 92%. So here now, S is equal to 92, and we're going to substitute that 92 in the place of S. So in our working, we start by saying score is equal to 92. And this 92, we are going to substitute it into the equation. So therefore now we are going to replace the word score with the number 92. And now we're going to solve for hours. Just to make the algebra a little bit efficient, I'm going to reduce hours to just the letter H. So we're going to solve for H. We have to apply a little bit of algebra there because we're going to make H the subject of the formula. We have to cancel out that 47.31 first by subtracting. When you subtract 47, bear in mind we're trying to isolate H. We're trying to make H the subject of the equation. So we have to cancel out 47.31 by subtracting, doing the opposite of plus. If you subtract 47.31 on the right side, what you do on the right side, you've got to repeat on the left side for the equation to balance. So therefore now, 47.31 was cancelled out from the right side. And on the left side, what do we have? 92 minus 47.31 is 44.69. So now we've got to cancel out 0.92. 0.92 is multiplying to H. To cancel out a number that is multiplying to a letter, we have to do the opposite, which is divide. So we must divide by 0.92. If we divide by 0.92 on the right side, we've got to divide by 0.92 on the left side. So finally, we've got H is equal to and we get 48.58 hours. So therefore now, for you to get 92%, you must study for about 49 or 50 hours. So just to recap the interpretation, if you study for 17 hours, you will or you may obtain a score of approximately 63%. And here now, in order to obtain a score of 92%, you should study for approximately 50 hours.